Teacher. I'll call you that for a reason. Because a teacher is a man who speaks with purpose, not a man who speaks just to speak. Mm-hmm. That's a foolish thing. Mm-hmm. And it says when you meet a wise man, wear out his doorstep, gain the knowledge that's given. Mm-hmm. You talked about masculine and feminine energy, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go spirituality.
Okay.
The Bible is the stepping point for all things in life. Because everything, whether you believe in other religions or spiritualities or not, is always referred to the Bible first. How does the chakra, the Bible, and hip-hop align to make a man or woman find their purpose and find their best self?
Ooh. I would recommend people check out a BBC documentary called Jesus Was a Buddhist Monk, right? And like I said, my understanding of how the Bible was taught at that time is what I actually turned away from. It wasn't actually the Bible. I didn't realize that till a recent part of my journey, where I realized that there is a code. It may not necessarily be the Da Vinci Code, but the Bible is coded. And I'll reference a saying that Jesus says in the New Testament: if thine eye be single, thy whole body be full of light, right? There are actually historical accounts of Jesus going to the Himalayas, of studying under monks and things of that nature. And when you get to Revelations, and you start to understand Kundalini, and how that your divine force starts to uncoil, and how much of a shock to the system it can be. People literally go crazy because just imagine your dream world starts to merge with your waking world, and you're seeing things flying around in your dream, and you wake up and them things are still flying around your apartment. You're gonna think you're fucking nuts, right? But yoga literally means to yoke and unify. So when you start to bring these versions of these layers of yourself together, these worlds start to come together. And I believe the Bible is actually a story of Kundalini rising. Kundalini means 3.5 coiled serpent. And the caduceus, the sign of the AMA, you got the sword with the 2 serpents wrapped around. Those 2 serpents represent feminine energy, masculine energy, wrapping around what we call Sushumna, right? Feminine is Ida, moon energy. Masculine is Sun, Pingala. They wrap around Sushumna all the way up to that third eye that everybody want to open from rip, but you need to open this first because that third eye will fuck you up, right? But the goal is to get that dormant Kundalini 3.5 coil tight energy to start to uncoil and unfurl and release herself up the system until she hits that crown. And you go to that place of what we call self-realization, and you go beyond the grid. And I actually named my son Samadhi, because most people have heard the mantra Om, right? People don't realize that represents the 3 phases of reality. It's spelled A-U-M. The A represents physical reality. The U, Ao, represents the deep sleep state, right? And then when you close it, Aum, right? That's the sound that created the universe. They call that this state of samadhi, which is complete absorption into source, into God, where you lose sight of the ego and you just become the pure essential light that you're actually made of. So hip hop is the story of God, like you said. God is the first MC. Let there be light. Om created the universe. And the Bible is the story of God, and hip hop is the story of all those coalesce.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here.